Hey guys, and welcome back to Underdog Reviews. Today we have a review of the anime Crusher Joe. During the 80s, a large variety of visual media was released in the sci-fi genre in both the US and Japan. In the US, it was more cinematic and TV shows, while in Japan, it was in the animation department. A large variety of anime were released, many of which would go on to gain legendary status in the anime community in Japan and abroad. So, with these releases, it's obvious that some titles would get lost in the mountain of releases. One hidden gem is Crusher Joe. Crusher Joe is a hidden gem from the 80s that got lost in the pool of sci-fi releases because it truly is a well-crafted piece of science fiction. Crusher Joe is a space adventure about mercenaries, the Crushers, who undertake dangerous missions across the galaxy. When you're up against shows like Macross, Cyber City Oedo, and some of the Gundam series, it's tough to stand out. But Crusher Joe stands out apart because of its focus on details on politics and the story. While other shows do a good job, Crusher Joe excels in exploring the political climate. For example, it shows a politician trying to justify a dictator's brutal actions, and the Crushers themselves questioning whether the government that hired them, whether they are genuinely good or just using them for positive media coverage. While Gundam and other sci-fi shows tackle politics, they can sometimes over-explain or not do it clearly. In contrast, Crusher Joe is concise, informative, and gets straight to the point. The two OVAs, Crusher Joe, The Ice Prison, and Crusher Joe, The Final Weapon Ash, are both eye-popping space operas. This large space adventure features mercenaries, the Crushers, who undertake dangerous missions across the galaxy. The leader of the group, Crusher Joe, and his team, Alfred, Talos, Ricky, are introduced at a beach where they receive a call letting the viewers know these people aren't part of a rock band, they're the main cast. The story structure, writing, and dialogue were well thought out. The Ice Prison is a rescue operation, while the Final Weapon Ash is similar, but more about trying to stop an insurrectionist group from capturing a super weapon. Both deal with political corruption and abuse of power as themes. The Ice Prison, is it truly a genuine rescue mission or a political game at play? When the team knows they must save political prisoners, they are hired by an authoritarian government to help rescue the political prisoners that are enemies of the ruling party. Not only must they perform a rescue, but they must navigate a treacherous ice-covered asteroid. I couldn't find a lot of information on this part on the development, but it seems the creators were influenced by trends and themes of the time that were popular in sci-fi. One of the themes here in the Ice Prison was political corruption and political intrusion. Those were some popular themes in the Ice Prison. The Ultimate Weapon Ash is the next Crusher Joe OVA, and his team are tasked with securing a government official and a powerful experimental weapon called Ash from a rogue faction. When the ship crashes on a planet, the Final Weapon Ash has a lot of action and it has a lot of tense atmosphere. As soon as they arrive at the location where the ship has crashed, an automated defense system begins raging assault on anyone and everyone that approaches. Once on the planet, they face a variety of dangers, including self-replicating drones. This OVA theme is what great responsibility comes with wielding such a powerful weapon. Crusher Joe is a calm kind of person in difficult situations. Alphen is cute bubbly girl, Ricky, annoying kid, and Talos big serious guy. While there's also this robot whose name I can't remember. Joe gets most of the screen time. He's good at recognizing scumbag politicians, and he's got a good joke every now and then. Also, can I say they wasted no time showing us Alphen's fat ass? Most of the OVAs move quickly and put more attention into the politics and story, so there's not a lot of time for the character development, but somehow they found enough time to show us Alfin's tits. I will say they got that Gotcha Man drip. Oh yeah, and also, the comedy will just come out of nowhere, like a punch to the face, or a punch to the gut, which isn't bad. And you know, since it's a space opera, you know the music moves with the action. The score is this large orchestra, and yes, it's similar to Star Wars. Throughout the entire OVA, you hear the music playing, drums and cymbals all over. Yes, it's more than just that. This OVA has slightly more suspenseful, espionage-oriented vibe in terms of its score than the film that was made in 1983. Also, I note that the composer Kenji Kawai has said in interviews that he integrates narratives themes into his composition. For example, he mentioned that he always seeks to create music that enhances the storytelling, whether through tension, emotion, depth, or mood. This might illustrate how he approaches Crusher Joe. From the start, I can tell the animation is high quality, but not quite on the same level as films like Akira. I think of Stardust Memory when I see the animation, but it's slightly better here. I like how the world building incorporates holograms and neon protest signs. Also, I appreciate how they use drones as enforcement and how many of the space fighters are designed, even if they just look similar to jets. Character designer Yoshikazu Yasuhiko is famous character designer who has worked on character designs like Amuro Ray from Mobile Suit Gundam, and he did a good job here, although I think it's a little too bland for my taste. I don't know, I'm just used to some really flamboyant character designs, but these designs are good too. It's unfortunate that Crusher Joe was only released as an OVA and never received the proper anime adaptation, because looking at the structure and effort put into the story and the world building, you can see the amount of effort that Haruka Takachiho invested. It could be because the Japanese economic bubble bursting in the 1990s caused the Japanese economy to decline, which is why Crusher Joe wasn't adapted into an anime. Or maybe it's because in the early 90s, anime like the magical girl genre or shonen were rising in popularity, causing sci-fi anime to see a small decline. Or who knows, maybe Bandai just wanted to focus more on mecha because it saw more profitable toy sales. Whatever the reason, Crusher Joe did an amazing job. Crusher Joe did a lot right. Adventure, writing, storytelling, drama. It told a thrilling space opera in one action-packed fun adventure. In only 2 episodes, I was engaged and felt it just ended suddenly, leaving me wanting to see more of the Crusher Joe team. From its inception, the pacing was slow and left one yawning, but in a quick minute, it became engaging, full of political drama and high-stakes moment, using all means and any means of storytelling, like characters using code words and cyber prosthetics, which were used but never overused like in other series. What I wanted more of was seeing more of the characters like Alfin and others. That's what I wanted to see more. But what really stood out was the boom, crash, and blast of the soundtrack. In short, it's short, fast, uneven at first, but it's one thrilling adventure, and I'm pretty sure anyone can enjoy Crusher Joe. So that's my review, guys, of the anime OVA Crusher Joe. I did enjoy it, and I'm probably going to rewatch it many times. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.